Thomas McGoey. This is my human performance project. All right, so my athlete is 6 foot tall, 22-year-old male baseball player that weighs approximately 185 pounds. He specifically plays the outfield and is an experienced collegiate athlete in his fourth year. His energy requirements include anaerobic glycolysis and oxidative phosphorylation. The biomechanics of an outfielder include extension from the shoulder through the elbow and into the wrist when hitting or throwing. It also includes full hip rotation when firing off the back foot for the swing and the sprints. Section 2, needs analysis. So for the maximum muscular power / strength, these components combined will allow my outfielder to run faster, hit harder, and throw farther through the explosive power and strength he will gain. Anaerobic capacity. Baseball players mainly use anaerobic glycolysis while playing. Being quick, explosive, and powerful is more important than maintaining a constant energy output for aerobic capacity, especially from an outfielder. For agility, speed, and flexibility, speed and agility work together to help my outfielder break to balls, steal bases, and stop and go when necessary. If the ball is hit to him and he catches it and he's hurry up and has to plant and make a throw to the infield, stuff like that. Flexibility is like the oil for the engine that is agility and speed combined. It keeps my outfielder limber when he needs to be and rigid when not. For balance and stability, balance and stability play a role mostly in pitchers, but can be applied to outfielders. Balancing comes into play when swinging the bat. A swing is a very powerful movement that requires opposite forces applied from each foot in order to stay balanced. An optimal outfielder would have a mesomorphic body type with around 10 to 12 body fat percentage. The legs of an outfielder should be bigger than their upper body. The power the outfielder needs to hit comes from the legs and into the arms. Having smaller arms helps with elasticity, flexibility in the muscles, along with more whip of the arm when throwing the ball. Section 3, identification of tests. So for the max muscular test strength for my player, did the 1 rep max back squat. For the max muscular power, I did the 1 rep max power clean. These are the main muscles involved that are going to produce the most power are the legs. And this is the most important for an outfielder. For the anaerobic capacity, we did the 300-yard shuttle for our lower body and cardiovascular respiratory systems. And it uses the quadriceps, hamstrings, gluteus, maximus, soleus, gastrocnemius, all lower legs. For the agility, we did the pro agility test. That again is lower body. For the speed, we did the straight line sprint test. Speed is really key in being an outfielder. You have to be able to steal bases and get to balls that, maybe a catcher or a third baseman can get to, which is why you would be in the outfield. For flexibility, we did the sit and reach test. And for balance and stability, did the balance error scoring system. So for section 4, I broke it up into 2 parts. For the max muscular strength, my athlete squatted 250 pounds, which was about 31 pounds under the average. So for my exercise prescription, we will be working on that. And then I did bench press, and he was pretty close, 220 pounds, 7 pounds under. So there will be some improvement that needs to be done, but not too bad. For max muscular power, we did the 1 rep max power clean, and he exceeded 5 pounds over the average. And then the Margaria-Kalaman test, it's pretty up there in the 1.65 watt range, so that's not too bad. And for anaerobic capacity, 300-yard shuttle, he's kind of slow, 10 seconds over average. I know it's plus or minus 9.1, but even with that, I mean, it's around average. For agility, pro agility tests, did pretty well on that, 4.38 seconds. Average is 4.53, so faster than the average. For the speed, we did the straight line sprint test. He's in the average, so it's pretty good, but can be improved upon. The flexibility to sit and reach test pretty pretty poor. Um, right at 2.5. For balance and stability, did the best test. Best test is not too bad either. And 12.5 body percent body fat percentage is pretty good as well for an outfielder. All right, so week one of the exercise prescription. Goals: increase flexibility, increase hypertrophy in lower leg muscles, increase aerobic capacity, and increase and maintain muscle tone of upper muscles. So before every exercise, we did some stretching. And what I did was the hamstring curls and leg extensions were there to isolate these muscles. And then the single leg Bulgarian split squat combine these muscles in this one workout as a compound workout. And I did the same thing for the chest and triceps. I separated them, did tricep extensions and then chest flies, and then had them working at the same time doing dips. And then burpees before and after exercises just to hit the whole body. So my comment, I chose leg curls and extensions to isolate the hamstring and quad muscles respectively, and then chose the single leg Bulgarian split squat to make the muscle groups work together. I wanted my athlete to start with lighter weight and higher reps to increase muscle tone. I applied the same principle to the pectoral and tricep muscles. I finished with burpees as plyometrics to work all the muscles collectively from this week's prescription and increase aerobic capacity. So pretty much everything for week one was the same as our everything for week two was the same as week one. Um, the weight increased. So I kept all the same exercises week one and increased the weight to build more tone in the muscle. So week three, continue to increase flexibility for the goals, transition to muscular strength exercises for lower and upper body, and continue to increase aerobic capacity. So we did stretching as usual, up the time to 30 seconds, and did a half-mile jog as a warm up, before and after exercise, a warm up and a cool down. Step ups and forward lunges were kind of a warm up to the heavier lift, which was the Romanian deadlift. So you just wanted to get both muscle groups working at the same time, the quads and the hamstrings. And then incline dumbbell and lying barbell tricep extension, kind of the same thing, getting the groups working together before that heavy lift, the vertical chest press. Did that 2 times a week. So trying to get some strength in there. My comment, I chose exercises with more compound movements for each muscle group respectively. I wanted my athlete to lift heavier this week to increase his overall strength. The half-mile jog is there to increase the athlete's aerobic capacity due to poor results in the 300-yard shuttle. I also increased the stretching time for the athlete to increase their overall flexibility. Week four goals: continue to increase flexibility, continue to increase hypertrophy in lower leg muscles and upper body muscles, continue to increase aerobic capacity, and continue to increase maintain muscle tone of lower and upper legs. So stretching before an exercise, after exercise. Box jumps were a little new. I kind of wanted to just get some body weight stuff in there. Then did the hamstring curls, leg extensions, and then kind of put a heavy lift in there. I wanted to mix up like week three and week one, kind of, get some isolated workouts, and then use heavier weight for the compound. So that we did the deadlift, and the same thing with the tricep push down machine, and then alternating decline dumbbell bench press, um, and the pec deck. So getting heavier in weight, doing some different exercises. Then a 1 mile jog light before exercise. For week four, for my comment, for week four, I wanted to combine workouts that would continue to increase tone and provide strength. So I stayed with a few of the toning exercises and increased their weight. Then I chose some strength exercises to work out the lower body muscles all at once, and then the upper body muscles all at once. I increased the run distance to 1 mile to increase aerobic capacity. This mile is meant to be a warm up so the athlete will take it at a slow pace and allow ample time to recover. Box jumps will increase explosive power for speed and agility. Week five goals, same as week four. Have all the same exercises, just went up in weight. Same goals. So I kept all the same exercises week 4, increased the weight to build more tone in the muscle and build more strength. And then week 6, so continue to increase flexibility, transition to muscular strength exercises for lower and upper body, continue to increase aerobic capacity. So stretching before and after exercise for every week. Half-mile jog like week 3, before and after exercise. Did the hip sled. So this is going to be our heaviest lift week, kind of testing the strength of our athletes. So hip sled, front squat, back squat, get into your big compound lifts, then all the bench presses, incline barbell, decline barbell, flat barbell. For my comment for the last week, I decided to focus on compound heavy lifts to require the pectoral tricep muscles to work together and the hamstring quadricep muscles to work together. This week is an important week for the athlete because he gets to test close to his 1 rep max to see if the weight just under it is getting easier to lift. His run will help him continue to increase his aerobic capacity, and the stretching should also be improving. And that's it.